I'm currently on my way to Indianapolis to cover All-Star Weekend for USA Today's Hoop Site. As you guys know, I work for Valving do social media, and I'm got Sirius XM, so I'm listening to games. Ziaire Williams, third, they had like a great second game. I guess back, I almost said third game, but man, oh man, I don't think people thought Ziaire Williams was going to be. So we had 3 games as our final, I guess, send off to All-Star Weekend and the week off of basketball. And the Bucks lose to the Grizzlies, 113 to 110. Grizzlies win. And shout out Ziaire Williams dropping 27 tonight. Vince Williams Jr. obviously has been fantastic at 18 and 12. Then we had Trey Jamison, who I'm a big fan. I got to know him real well during summer league when I was there. Met his agent and everything. Then Jordan Goodwin, who's I believe on a 10-day currently, and then we got to see Lamar Stevens, Gigi Jackson, Yuta Watanabe. Who Gigi Jackson had 27 points, and let's just talk about the fact that Gigi Jackson's looking fantastic. And I'm a huge Santi Aldama fan, guys, and I know Santi. He can be passive a bit. I think he needs to be a bit more aggressive. And we're going to talk about Ziaire Williams in a second, guys. Hit that like subscribe button. But I want to talk about the rest of the team. I think what they need to do going forward, especially like if Jaren's going to miss some time and if Desmond's going to miss some time, I know Trey Jamison started, but I think they should put Gigi or Santi at center and then have a Gigi Jackson, Santi Alama front court and just see what happens, okay? I need to look at cleaning the glass for the numbers, but I'll get back to you if they've run it before and what the numbers say. But if they haven't run it, they should be, because I think it would definitely be cool. And it could be, I don't know, more interesting than Jamison and Aldama. But let's talk about Ziaire Williams too. Ziaire Williams had a really good rookie year, and then I never want to say someone regressed, but he had a sophomore slump, and now in his third year, he's a guy that he's kind of played sparsely for the Memphis Grizzlies, but he was 9 of 13 tonight, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and he was good. Also defensively, he was out there just making an impact at point of attack defense. And for me, I've always been a fan of his. I knew that he had his shortcomings. I think every player does, and I thought there was things he needed to do better, but 3 steals tonight. And I really thought Ziaire was a guy that his rookie season, when he was playing 22 minutes a night, he was kind of showing that he could be this kind of Swiss Army knife, maybe in the same mold of like DeAndre Hunter originally, like kind of like in a similar way. And I know DeAndre Hunter gets a bad rep because he's overpaid, but and he was drafted a little too high. But again, that Swiss Army knife, a guy who could put the ball a little bit on the deck. He could have some good scoring nights like he did tonight. He could play defense guarding multiple positions. And that's something that I thought was quite possible with Ziaire Williams when he came out. And I think we got to see it tonight. Now, what has Ziaire Williams been doing? And again, he was a guy that I feel like the swing skill was the shooting. And I think because the whole thing is the guy, he had the defensive tools, he had the ball skills, and his jump shot looked nice, but it was all about the consistency. But also, I think, how do we put this? Just instinctually being able to, I have no way to phrase this, but he's just, in the past, okay, wasn't able to build upon that, or like, it's weird. He just, I don't know I haven't been able to get a real read, but it just seems like he wasn't able to gel with how he had to go to take the next step, at least with the Grizzlies. Because if you look at what he's done from a G League level, again, in the G, he's only played so far in 2022 to 23. He played 7 games, won 7-0. He dropped 20 points a night, 7.6 rebounds, 3 assists a game. And, the 3-point shot has not been hitting this year. Okay, he's playing 19 minutes a night, shooting 40% from the field, 32% from 3, which is his best 3-point mark, 8 points, 3.5 rebounds, 1.5 assists, and he's having just under a steal a night. And that's the big thing. Okay, technically this is his best season since his rookie year, but I guess I just feel like a lot of times he would go dormant or just be ineffective. Like, I think the biggest thing was he didn't figure out how to, and tonight he had a great night, and I really hope he builds off of it as he's getting back into this rotation. But I think the biggest thing with Ziaire Williams, I really want him to succeed because I do think he can be a guy, and that I personally think with his size, that he's a guy that is at 6'8" with almost a 7-foot wingspan. I always thought he had the potential to be a really good rotational player, even at the very least. And I think they're still there. He's showing the flashes. I think confidence after last year it all compartmentalized and just, kind of shocked his confidence. I think because the Grizzlies have a gap year with all the injuries and the Ja Morant situation this past season, it's going to help rebuild him because he's a guy who he's a wing with the prototypical size that he could be a guy and he showed in his rookie season that does a bit of everything, that he could be the guy who is the roller in a pick and roll, or even, at times could be a guy that could help out and be like a facilitator in secondary playmaking, or shoot from the outside, or help attack and slash in transition. And I think he's a guy who showed that at times he can guard just about 1 through 3 easily. And his offensive game is just rather inconsistent despite having these well-rounded abilities and a very good jump shot. And I think tonight what we got to see with Ziaire Williams in this game against the Milwaukee Bucks, again, Gigi Jackson was fantastic, and Ziaire both scoring 27 apiece. It was the last game before the All-Star break. And having, a guy like Vince Williams who had 7 assists was awesome. But it was cool to see that they went up there and Ziaire Williams fought, go up, take a step up, and keep going. For me, I think they were able to show that they could hold their own and play good defense. Taylor Jenkins is a great coach, in my opinion. For me, one of the biggest things was when I was listening, I heard that they were it was going back and forth in your halftime. And for me, one of the biggest things is that they were able to make sure that Milwaukee had a poor start and they couldn't, recuperate from there. And the Grizzlies, reeling with injuries, like Scottie Pippen's out with a back injury now for 3 weeks, they're saying. I think the biggest thing for them is with a guy like Ziaire Williams, it was just, next man up and just continuing to play well and roll with the punches. And I think that's the best thing for a guy like Ziaire Williams, to continue to grow with that.